Hey guys, Brand's here again. Not the third day in this shirt. It's just the same night, and I'm just in the mood to just load you guys down with videos. I narrated a story earlier, I just haven't actually uploaded it yet. I also did a hangout video earlier, and then I also did the subscriber video request from Joe Shooter about Ouija boards. So while we're on the topic of Ouija boards, I thought I would share it's primarily the biggest, I guess, or most significant Ouija board experience I've had. And it's pretty far-fetched, so I hope you guys don't think I'm crazy. If you do hear a banging right now, I have like this rack in my kitchen and my cat is, I don't know what she's doing in there. I can't see her, but she's playing on it. So I apologize for that. So, me and my friend that I spoke of in the Ouija board video, we had messed around with it that evening. And I stayed the night with her, and nothing too strange happened that particular night or even the following day. I was in high school, and one of my other friends started dating a guy that I was just like madly in love with, or thought obviously I was like 15, 16. So she started dating him, and I got really mad at her, and we kind of quit talking for like a few weeks. And upon messing with the Ouija board, so this was like 2 or 3 weeks later, a few strange things had been happening, like things missing, stuff like that. I didn't think too much of it because that had kind of always happened randomly throughout my life, so I was just like, whatever, you know. So one night I go to sleep, obviously, and I have this really strange dream. And the dream actually ties into this whole story, so I'm going to tell you about it, but I'm going to condense it because this could be like an hour-long video. So in the dream, I found this large egg, and it was all pretty and sparkly, and for some reason, I brought it into my house, and I wrapped it up in blankets to keep it warm, and put a hot water bottle under it, and it hatched. Well, what came out of it was, basically it looked like a gargoyle, like the ones on buildings, but it was like alive, so it was like a living gargoyle. And it was really kind of cute, you know. In the dream, it was like this tall at first, like the size of like, probably like 20 pounds, like 20-pound dog. And it was basically like my pet. Well, it grew at an accelerated rate. Like it went from like 20 pounds to like 200 pounds within like a few days in my dream land. And in my dream, it would lay on my legs like a big dog while I slept. And my friend that I was mad at came over to my house in this dream, and I walked out of the room and walked back, and my gargoyle thing is like, has her engulfed, and it's like wrapped all the way around her, and it's eating her face, and it's like telepathically in the dream, mind you, this is not real life right now. In the dream, it kept telepathically telling me, I'm doing you a favor, I'm doing you a favor. So I woke up the next morning, and the dream just stressed me out. It was so weird, and normally I don't have dreams like that. So I called my friend, I'm just going to call her Kay. So I called Kay, and I told her about the dream, and she told me, well, it sounds like because I told her, it looks like a gargoyle. She's like, well, it sounds like you have a gargoyle. Well, she's pagan, and evidently in the pagan belief, gargoyles are known to take away negative feelings. So it made sense that I was mad at my friend, we'll just call her A, and I had this dream about a gargoyle, and in the dream it was saying, I'm doing you a favor, which obviously was meant to be metaphorical in my head. She really didn't get her face eaten, thank God. Anyway, so the following night I went to sleep, and I woke up the next morning, and it felt like there was like, there were people yelling outside too, I'm sorry. I live in the city, sorry. And it felt like a dog was laying on my legs. Well, I moved a little bit, and the feeling went away. So I figured my legs were just asleep, and I didn't think too much about it. Well, the next morning, the same thing happened. And I'm like, this is really weird. Well, my dad was married at this time. Him and his wife, or ex-wife, are now divorced. And this was right before they got divorced. So, this just kept happening. And after my dad and his ex-wife, my ex-stepmother, got divorced, we bought like a modular home and we put it next to my grandparents' house. Well, I had come to call this gargoyle thing hate because he took away my hate that I had at the time. So it was just like a funny name. And I was pretty nonchalant about it. I'd laugh about it. Like if I heard a funny noise or something, I'd be like, oh, it's just hate. No big deal. Well, I had a party one night, which was just me, one of my girlfriends, and 2 guys. I was 17. And I didn't have a dog at the house in the time because my dad doesn't like inside dogs. He has them now, but then he was just like, no, you're a teenager, you're not going to take care of it. So it sounded like a dog was in the kitchen, like pacing back and forth. Like, you know how dogs sound if you have like hardwood floors or linoleum or whatever. It makes like a clicky sound. That's not what it sounded like. But it sounded like a dog pacing the floors. So everyone was freaking out and they're like, do you have a dog? And I'm like, no. I'm like, it's just hate. Well, I didn't want to describe this whole story to them, so I just brushed it off and I'm like, I'm just messing around. Well, then the sink came on. And then this pacing just started again. Click, 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 click. Just back and forth, and it started getting faster and faster. Well, we were drinking, underage drinking. My dad left, so he had no idea what we were doing. And he went over to his girlfriend's house. I know, ex-wife to girlfriend, pretty quick. Anyway, very off topic today. I started thinking, that every time hate would act up or give more activity than normal was when a man was around. Well, obviously as a teenager, guys caused me, and I'm sure every teenage girl, a lot of grief. So it was like those things gave me negative feelings, those things. Men, sorry men. Men gave me a negative feeling then, so that's when he would come about. Or if I was really mad or upset, I say he, I don't really know, I just refer to it as a he. And he would come about, and he would never hurt anyone. Like, he never did anything bad or like threw anything or attacked anyone. He would just, it was like he got nervous, like he was just like a protector. It was really strange. And he only showed himself to me one time. And I was so scared by that after that he never showed himself to me again. This is where it gets pretty crazy. And I hope you guys don't think I'm crazy and like unsubscribe me or whatever. If you do, oh well, I'll get over it. But I got up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And I just had an odd feeling, like something told me that I should just stay in bed, but I had to pee really bad. So I thought, you know what? I'm just being crazy. So I got up, and as soon as I opened the bedroom door, the living room light or the kitchen light was on, so it was kind of shining towards my bedroom, and I had my bedroom light on, and I saw this big, massive form sitting in the hallway, and my heart just stopped. Because at first I thought maybe it was like, I don't know, my dad had moved like the computer chair or something, like, I don't know why he'd put it in the hallway, but we had a desktop then, that he had like put, a shirt or a blanket or, I don't know. My dad's funny and likes to do funny like pranks, so I thought, oh, he's playing a prank on me. Well, then it moved. Well, I don't have a dog. My dad isn't that elaborate in his jokes. So I just stood there. It's like I was frozen. And my eyes started adjusting to the light, and there was this big gargoyle thing just sitting there. And when I say big, it was like sitting on like a dog, like on its haunches, you know. And its head like came up to my chest. So if it would have been standing up, it would have been towering over my head. It had wings, but they were like, you know, kind of like just sitting there. It had like a underbite, and he had black eyes, which, number one, anything with black eyes, even like sharks, freaks me out. I don't know, I just don't like it. And he wasn't like coming at me. It's just like he kind of scooted forward, I guess, to see what I would do. And I screamed and I slammed the door, which then caused my dad to get up. My dad came in and was like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Just please." I said, "Shut my door." I said, "I'm gonna lock it." I said, "I just have a bad feeling." And he's like, "Oh, whatever." And after that, he never showed himself to me again. He stayed with me until I was probably, I don't know, like 18 or 19. No, longer than that, probably till I was 20. So he stayed with me, and I had the initial dream when I was like 16. So he stayed with me for like 3 or 4 years. And then I guess I learned how to handle my hate and negative feelings in my own way. I also wasn't a very happy teenager. I was pretty depressed and bleh, you know, like all moody teenagers are. So yeah, that's my very unbelievable story. I don't really know what hate was, and I don't necessarily know that he came from the Ouija board. I just know that we had previously, that's the only thing paranormal I had done, and things started happening, and then I had that dream, and then he was just there, and then he just left. So I don't know if it was bad or good, but he was really scary. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I crazy? And I know I said I just gotten up, but I'm pretty sure that I would know a gargoyle or something like that if I saw it. So, alright guys, I think you have listened to me talk long enough. Comment, subscribe, and as always guys, stay spooky.